The Out of Bounds Show, ESPN 1059 The Zone. I'm looking for my safe space. We're streaming on thezone1059.com.
You said you feel like a winner.
I feel like a winner. Well, I feel like a millennial because I'm wearing Beats.
You're winning.
I've already found my safe space. But I'm wearing Beats. So if you're watching the show on the HD webcams, which you can go to our Facebook page, The Out of Bounds Show, and we have the video link right there. Or if you download the Out of Bounds radio app or want to download it, it's got a little button that says Watch Live, and you just go, boom.
It's even on the Twitter page.
And it's on the Twitter page. But I'm now wearing Beats, and here's what happened with that. My other headsets are fine. They're the generic headsets that you usually get. But I was talking to Wendy about upgrading my headsets. And so my son overheard the conversation, and he has a pair of Beats, which are now on my head. So he did a deal. He negotiated. Here's what he did. He walks in. He hears this conversation. Wendy and I are in the kitchen. And I'm like, and she's like, well, look, I'll order you a pair. There's Beats, but there's all sorts of other cool ones. And I'll order you a pair, but I need you to go to Best Buy and try some on.
Right.
Well, the idea of me going to Best Buy is slim to none. I mean, I may go twice a year. And so
you got to go on Black Friday.
I'm not going anywhere on Black Friday except to my Y'all Lifestyle Sanctuary to turn on the TV to watch football. Actually, I think I'm going to my parents' house for Thanksgiving. Yeah. But that'll be fun because it'll be, Sierra Nevada Porter and Bloody Marys and so on. Anyway, and football. So he over here, and here's what he does a deal. He goes, Dad, you like my Beats? I go, yeah, that's kind of what I'm looking for. He goes, well, you can have mine. There's some others that I want. And he got the little ones that they
go into your ear?
Yeah, they're small. They're little earbuds, but they curve around your ear.
Right.
And they're not as expensive. So that's kind of how the deal went down in the Bounds family. So now I have a set of Beats.
There you go.
And I feel good about it.
Those are the studio edition Beats.
These are the studio Beats. These are staying here. And I can't run in them because you sweat. I did it once, and what happens is you sweat, and I don't want to sweat in my Beats. Does that make sense?
Yeah, you don't want to mess them up.
No.
Or just have them all sweaty, period.
No, I can do those with earbuds.
Right.
Just regular earbuds that you get with your C Spire iPhone. Right. Did I mention that Kenny Chesney is coming to Madison, Mississippi in May? Sounds like a pretty good holiday, Christmas, whatever you celebrate present. Kenny Chesney, they're not going to be. I've already got 6, so I'm winning. But I'm going to be there. My daughter and Wendy are fired up. So, we'll be there. I was there for Florida-Georgia line and Darius Rucker. I miss Miranda, I think. We may have been out of town, but I've caught 2. So the C Spire concert here, 463 in Madison. Kenny Chesney.
Some pretty big names you just reeled off there.
That's big time. What they understand the tradition and the history and the culture and what's happened here in the state of Mississippi when you're talking about Muddy Waters and B.B. King and Elvis Presley and Jimmy Rogers and Howlin' Wolf and the list go. And who's the lady that's married to Tim McGraw?
Faith Hill.
Thank you, Faith Hill. I always want to say Shania Twain, but it's not her. Yeah, she's from Star, Mississippi, which is right down 49. So they understand all that, and they're really committed to awesome live music. Right. They also understand what you do with your phone when you're at a concert, which is take pictures, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. So it's actually super smart of C Spire. Kenny Chesney, May. You can get tickets now, and if you want, I'd probably go ahead and get them. They're not going to last long, but great Christmas present. The Out of Bounds Show, ESPN Radio, is brought to you by the New York Strip, Bone-In Filet, and Four Roses Bourbon at Shapley Steakhouse in Ridgeland. The big stories today, Barney Farah is allegedly, I guess. Is that what I say?
Yeah, allegedly.
The rumor out, according to the Oxford, what's it called? Eagle?
Eagle.
I'm soaring with the Eagles.
Nice.
Oxford Eagle and some other sites out of Oxford is that Barney Farah has been put on administrative leave. That's the rumor.
The freeze factor.
And that's not good. So we'll see how that plays out. He's considered one of their top recruiters. And there's also rumors that he was taken off the road. I have no idea even before then, and I don't know if that's true or not. I'm not sure that anybody's verified that. Look, the Ole Miss, the people that cover Ole Miss are under enormous pressure to not cover this up in Oxford and have been.
So tasty and ironic.
Yeah, and so, a lot of what you've gotten is fractured and or inaccurate, and we're just going to have to let this thing play out. Ole Miss has already offered 3 years, 11 scholarships. It's going to be more than that, and we'll see if there's any, coaches, who's going to survive, who's not. We just don't know yet. I think you're looking at late spring, summer, before this all shakes out.
I'm not sure it'll all shake out at that point either. I think it's going to be process. Steps of it. I mean, parts of it will shake out. Do you think it's all going to come down at once?
Well, Drew made a great point that he feels like some guys may be replaced, quote unquote, because of production in December.
I believe
but they would have been replaced. I'm not talking about Dave Womack, but I'm talking about maybe Kiffin and some other guys. But see, now Freeze may be in a bad spot as far as making changes because it looks like things could go real warm and fuzzy here. Ole Miss could win 4 in a row. A&M should win 4 in a row.
Right.
A&M, Vandy, Mississippi State, and play, two sisters of the poor. I mean, they may play West Texas, Cal State in the bowl game. And when you have a quarterback and those wide receivers in college football today, you can torch anybody.
I'm going to give you a
Hot take.
That was a hot take.
I'm going to give you one.
Good Lord, that was a hot take.
Womack doesn't make it past January.
But Womack is not because of NCAA.
No.
Womack
Production.
will only be replaced because of
The play on the field.
Freeze just feels like there needs to be a change.
How much tension have they had this year, though? And they've been.
I'm leaning towards if they win 4 in a
Vocal.
row, it will be difficult for Freeze. As good as Freeze is in so many areas, offense, recruiting, motivating kids, relating to rural white and black kids, understanding
How many guys
the game.
have a stripper pole in their home?
One of his challenge, both Mullen and Freeze have strengths and weaknesses. We know that. One of Freeze's challenges is he doesn't like to hammer people. And this is a business where you have to let people go. I would say if they win 4 in a row, Dave Womack's got a chance to keep his job. But there's also talk that Womack, because people like him and he's not going to have any NCAA baggage, that he'll be reassigned within the athletic department and kept. The question is, what defensive coordinator would come to Ole Miss not knowing what the sanctions will be if you're not going to get them until April, May, or June? I mean, what is your pool of candidates? Even though you're winning games and you have a ton of money today, what does your pool of candidates look like on a guy who doesn't know what the future could look like and if he'll be hamstrung with scholarship reductions?
So it would be in-house. If they did make that move, it'd probably be an in-house candidate?
No,
they'd go national?
Well, they'll have to go somewhere. There's not a guy that he's going to elevate, that he's going to promote from within, in my opinion. Drew, do you believe there's a guy on the staff that Freeze would consider as a defensive coordinator if they reassign Dave Womack within the department?
The only one would have been Kiffin, but not at this point.
Yeah, Kiffin was all over the notice
Maybe
of
like
allegations.
2 years ago would have been Kiffin.
I agree with that. I think Chris will end up having to probably go.
Do you think he'll go
take
with
an
Lane?
NFL job?
So he won't be able to go with Lane?
I Think Lane will
Well,
take him?
if Kiffin gets a show cause, you have to go
Right.
back in front of the
Right.
NCAA to get permission
But will
to
that,
hire Chris
will
Kiffin.
that come before the coaching carousel begins?
No,
Oh,
that
no.
won't. That's
So-
not going to be until.
He would be able to get hired by another school, right?
But
that-
would
if he
that
hadn't got-
school risk that? Would said school? Let's play this out. Let's say Lane takes the Houston job, which we all feel like would probably be a pretty good spot. Of course, some people believe that that'd be a good spot for Dan Mullen. But let's just play this out. Let's say Lane Kiffin takes the Houston job. Houston Cougars, not Texans. Little Cougar bait. Did I tell you all about the beer that I had in Kentucky?
Thought you were about to tell us about Cougars. But go ahead, no.
So I walk into my hotel when the Four Roses crew drops me off. And I stayed in one of the coolest hotels I've ever stayed in my life in Lexington, Kentucky. And I order a beer and I say, I want something local. And she's like, I got you covered. And she goes, here are the beers. Here are the choices. And one of them was called Country Boy Brewing. And the beer is called Cougar Bait,
Nice.
American Blonde Ale. Now, back to Lane Kiffin. If he was to take a job, I got to take a break. If he was to take a job, I don't think he's hiring Chris Kiffin. I think they'll work the NFL lines for, did I say Chris? If Lane Kiffin's hired as the head coach at Houston or somewhere else, I do not believe that Chris Kiffin will follow him. I think Chris Kiffin will probably have to look at the NFL with Monty Kiffin's connections. Now, sorry I didn't tell you why I've become a big Major League Baseball fan, but I'll tell you that on the other side. David Morris is sick today, QB Country. He's not going to join us, but Dave Bartu will at 9:30, and we'll have Bo Mattingly at 8:45 on Burt Bielema and Woo Pig Sooie coming to Starkville, Mississippi. Bo Mattingly, Arkansas Insider, 8:45, straight ahead. Why Major League Baseball may be awesome now.